I took every drug known to man at the same time to stimulate every corner of my brain. And this was the result.
Ni hao, nerds. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Movie Mass. It is I, Brother Jay, the movie monk, the Bishop of Bull Moose, the Archbishop of Arrow, although maybe I kind of like the Shaolin Abbot of Arrow a little bit better, and it's a little bit more relevant to today's video. So let's go with Shaolin Abbot of Arrow today. And speaking of which, unless you've been smoking crack underneath a rock for the last 2 or 3 days, then you probably have already heard the announcement that Arrow made that they are releasing a brand new box set of 6 Jackie Chan movies. And I hope that you're something like me and that you felt it move when you heard the news. I definitely did. I went fully torqued. Honestly, I should be wearing a Kung Fu shirt for this. I don't know why I'm wearing this. I should have put on my Shaolin robes or something like that for this video. But I do gotta say, U.S. companies, U.S. boutiques, really don't seem to like selling individual Jackie Chan titles. Like, it happens sometimes. Even Arrow has released a few single Jackie Chan titles, but doesn't seem to be like a prevailing attitude with these boutiques. First, Shout Factory gave us 2 Jackie Chan box sets, including stuff like the Armor of God films, as well as City Hunter, Shaolin Wooden Men, Wheels on Meals, Wheels on Meals, Wheels on Meals, Wheels on Meals. No 4K, only Blu-ray for those Shout sets, unfortunately. Then Criterion, in the same year, in fact, gave us the set that they call The Emergence of a Superstar, which features some of Jackie Chan's earlier films, kind of similar to the content in Shout's first box set of Jackie Chan's kind of mid to late 70s films before he was a tremendous star. Criterion's box set is also just a Blu-ray, no 4K UHD format on this one. Criterion also gave us Blu-rays of Police Story 1 and 2. So that's a Blu-ray set. You can't buy those individually. It's a smaller set. It makes sense to pair those two together even, but it's a set nonetheless. There are really only a few examples of Jackie Chan films released independently by themselves as like a single film outside of box sets, and really it was just a couple from Arrow, and 88 Films was really the only boutique that was seeing a value in Jackie Chan films in a 4K format as well, because all of the Jackie Chan films we've been given in the U.S. domestically have been, with just a few exceptions from 88 Films, on the Blu-ray format, at least until Arrow's recent announcement of their Breakout Hits box set. I'm calling it the Breakout box. Like a herpes breakout. It's like the Breakout box. She got the Breakout box. Oh shit. I don't think I'm catching any new subscribers for that one. Lucky for me, I'd rather be funny than popular. 88 Films really only made a few U.S. domestic releases. They gave us Dragons Forever. They gave us Super Cop, both in 4K. And then they gave us a small box set of Project A, Part 1 and Part 2, also on 4K. And that's really about all we've got domestically in the U.S. without importing something for Jackie Chan films in 4K. So props to 88 Films for kind of being the first boutique, maybe even globally, to the game as far as like 4K prestige Jackie Chan box sets, because Dragons Forever, Project A 1 and 2, Super Cop, those are chunky box sets with a nice rigid slipcase, posters, booklets, all that good shit. Really premium releases. The most premium releases you're going to see for a Jackie Chan film to date. And so something else about the U.S. domestic Jackie Chan movie releases, on top of them being really almost all of them just Blu-ray, and also with most of them being lumped together in these box sets kind of senselessly, just thrown together. The other thing is that all of the films that we've gotten in the U.S. so far are I mean, almost exclusively from Jackie Chan's career leading up to his peak, without giving us like proper peak Jackie, what I call peak Jackie. And I'll discuss that a little bit more so you know kind of what I'm smoking on right here. You can understand me. You may not agree with me, but at least I'll give you my theoretical framework. Now, Criterion tells us in the title of their box set, Emergence of a Superstar, they're telling us that these are Jackie Chan's early films, along with the ones on Shout's first box set, especially. These two box sets represent a fairly comprehensive cross section of Jackie Chan's 70s filmography, the films he was making in the later 70s. And all of these real early Jackie Chan movies, they're all kind of cult films for more hardcore Jackie Chan fans. His 70s films are all like these wuxia period pieces, and they're not films that generally showcase Jackie Chan's unique talents nearly as well as his later films would. So even in the 70s, as he began to get a little bit more creative juice and take control and able to inject a little bit more of like his own creative input into the films, even then, he hadn't developed his sensibilities yet to the point that he would in the later decades. So we still consider these fairly early Jackie Chan. And as such, I think his 70s stuff never really took off in the United States, hence why I say that these are cult films, compared with the stuff that Jackie Chan would put out, like in the 90s, for instance. That makes it probably relatively cheap to acquire for Shout and Criterion for those movies, compared with the type of stuff that Jackie Chan would put out in the 90s. I will circle back to that. The second Shout box set includes films of the 80s and into the early 90s, I think maybe very early 90s, 92 or so. I think the 80s was the decade that Jackie Chan really kind of emerged from that wuxia period piece type of shadow and sort of came into a more modern setting, like with Police Story and Police Story 2, and also took over more creative and directorial control over the fight sequences, more full control over the fight sequences. So I think the 80s is really where Jackie Chan's kind of distinct flavor starts to come through. But I still don't think the 80s is quite that zenith. I mean, he's working his way up towards peak Jackie in the 80s. You could see peak Jackie kind of percolating, but it's not peak Jackie time quite yet in the 80s. It really was the 90s when Jackie Chan became a global name, and I'm obvious evidence that we can point to for that. So because all of the Jackie Chan movies that we have gotten in the United States from US domestic boutiques over the last several years on Blu-ray and a little bit on 4K, because these haven't been peak Jackie Chan films of the 90s, later 90s, that's what really makes me kind of excited about Era's announcement of their Jackie Chan box set. I mean, besides just the fact that I'm a Jackie Chan fan and I'm going to buy any Jackie Chan film released on 4K. Period, zero, the end. There's two easy criteria for me. Is it on 4K? Does it have Jackie Chan in it? If you could check yes to those two boxes, boom, it's in the cart on Amazon. Now, unlike his box sets from Shout and Criterion, the Arrow films represent peak Jackie. Rumble in the Bronx, man, that's peak Jackie. That's when he enters his peak Jackie phase for me. Drunken Master II, just before Rumble in the Bronx. Drunken Master II and Rumble in the Bronx, this is like his statement, like peak Jackie is here. First Strike, I mean, these movies that I just named off, Drunken Master II, forget about it. Rumble in the Bronx, First Strike, these are all like absolute fucking bangers. So many girls got pregnant to these movies in 1998. You got no idea. You have no idea how many girls got pregnant during First Strike in 1998. It's disgusting. You take that girl down to your parents' basement, you pop in First Strike on a VCR, I can still smell it on my fingers, man. You know what I'm saying? Unlike Jackie's work from the 70s, that it's mostly appreciated just by the serious fans of either wuxia period pieces or just big fans of Jackie Chan, these peak Jackie films have a very broad appeal. Somebody like my man Brian at Last Movie Standing, he's not watching 70s Jackie Chan films. I couldn't pay him to watch 70s Jackie Chan films. But Rumble in the Bronx, First Strike, I mean, yeah, he's going to buy this thing. It's a no-brainer, especially if you've seen his video. You already know. Rumble in the Bronx, First Strike, Super Cop. These are the films, this era of films, these are the films that helped Jackie Chan achieve a global audience, a truly global audience, like a Western Hemisphere global audience. I mean, it's rare enough for Hong Kong films, or really any foreign cinema, to get a wide theatrical release, even in 2026. And like we're globalized as shit now. I mean, we got the internet and shit like that. Like, and even now, it's a rarity. Rumble in the Bronx played in 1,736 U.S. theaters in February of 1996. How crazy is that? 30 years ago, Rumble in the Bronx had a better reach than 99% of foreign cinema released in the United States. So for me, this box set, the Arrow Breakthrough box set, Breakout, Breakthrough, Breakout, right? Otherwise, my herpes joke from earlier doesn't really work. The Breakout box set, honestly, is very exciting to me because it's a collection of every film Jackie Chan made between 1994 and 1998, leading right up to the release of the first Rush Hour film. From Drunken Master II in 1994 to Who Am I in 1998, just, I don't know, 6 or 7 months before Rush Hour would come out here in the United States. It's all of the films that he made leading right up to that, like, peak Jackie phase. This is peak Jackie in a box. 6 peak Jackie titles, which I gotta say, I felt him move again. We're about to call my pants the Breakout box. Shit. I do have a few criticisms for this release, however. I always got a few. I don't love the fact that it's a box set. I mean, box sets can save us money in the long run as consumers. We can save a little bit of money versus buying the titles individually. You might save an average of like $5 per title. But I'd rather see individual releases, as Arrow has been doing for the other Jackie Chan films that they've released to date. They've released Hand of Death, I believe, which might be more of a John Woo movie than it is a Jackie Chan movie. Jackie Chan is a supporting role in that movie, but it's a Jackie Chan movie nonetheless. So Hand of Death, New Fist of Fury, Arrow has released. Heart of Dragon. So you got several Jackie Chan films that have been released to Blu-ray only. No 4Ks. Independently, solo, independent releases. And those movies aren't half as good as the worst movie in the Breakout box. But my main beef here is the art on the outer box, at least. The individual case art is fine. The outer box art is the art that I really kind of have a problem with. It's very generic, and it doesn't feel very high effort. It's just Jackie Chan like punching through the box. It's called the Breakout box, and look, he's breaking out of the box. It's kind of on the nose. It's not very inventive. I just don't think there's really anything interesting about the box. It's a photograph of Jackie Chan punching at the camera. It's an image that you've seen 4,000 times in the last 30 years of Jackie Chan just, trying to find a thumbnail image. My final complaint is kind of a futile one, but the spread of the licenses of the various Jackie Chan film titles to different boutiques ensures that you'll never really have the entirety of Jackie Chan's filmography in one row, side by side, lined up in chronological order, unfortunately. I mean, you know, you'll have the Shout boxes over here, the Criterion box over there, the Arrow box over there with the Arrow movies. They're always going to be kind of disparate places across your movie room. And I think that's too bad, but also kind of a minor complaint and not specific to this Arrow box set. It would be lovely to see Jackie Chan's entire oeuvre side by side, like with each film having like a matching spine or something like that. Like the Frank Capra set. The Frank Capra set at Columbia that Sony put out a couple of years ago, I think something like that would look beautiful with that spinal consistency right there. But it's a pipe dream, and I will move on. Ultimately, I think those complaints notwithstanding, I'm going to be very happy to have these films on 4K. I mean, ultimately, what I want to do is I want to eat an edible. I want to pop a very large Bissell Brothers IPA. I want to lay on the couch when everyone's asleep. And while the edible hits and I'm sucking down the IPA, I want to watch Rumble in the Bronx on 4K and just relive sneaking into that movie when I was too young to see a rated R movie. You guys don't know, Rumble in the Bronx, at the time, despite being actually a fairly tame film, it was rated R, which is weird. I didn't necessarily agree with it then, and I don't agree with it now. It's violent, yes, but it's like martial arts violence. It's not people getting hacked up. No one's put through a wood chipper. It's all mostly people getting hit, and not even really getting hit with like swords and shit, like bleeding, like losing arms and stuff, like you'll see in some violent action films. I mean, it wasn't like Conan the Barbarian where people getting run through. There was no nudity at all, so it made no sense that it was R-rated, but it was, and I was young in 1996. I was not old enough to take my own ass to see a rated R film, and so I had to sneak into it, which is what I did. And I want to relive the joy of covertly watching Rumble in the Bronx when I shouldn't be by waiting until it's too late at night and my kids are asleep and my wife is asleep and getting inappropriately high and drunk on the couch while watching Rumble in the Bronx like it's 1996 again, but I get to do it on 4K with no pants on. It's going to be excellent. I'm really looking forward to that. So ultimately, I'm happy about this set coming out because I'm going to get to do that. I'm excited about Jackie Chan films finally getting a little bit more 4K love other than what 88 Films has given us. It's nice to see Arrow get with the times. It makes me think that they're going to go back and redo some of their other Jackie Chan films in the coming years on the 4K format, like New Fist of Fury and other stuff. And who knows, maybe Shout and Criterion will upgrade their sets in the coming years as well, just to sell more units in the 4K format. And so who knows? I would love to see that, though, even though it means I'd have to rebuy them, whatever. I'm willing to make that sacrifice for my 4K format. Now, this Arrow box set does not feel as premium and as loving as the Dragons Forever 4K or the Super Cop 4K or the Project A 4K set. All of those are from 88 Films. They're all kind of unique, individual, independent releases with, I think, a lot better box art as well. But again, it's a minor complaint. I'm going to try not to rehash any of that. Regardless, I think this one's going to be an easy pickup, and, you know, it's about $200 right now on the Arrow website, but if you're patient like me and you like saving money like me, all you got to do is just wait for that next Barnes & Noble 50% off Arrow sale, and there you go. You can get it for $100 instead of $200. And $100 for 6 Jackie Chan films from the peak Jackie era on 4K, I think, is a pretty phenomenal deal. I'm going to happily pick that one up during a sale. I think you should too. I'm also going to thank these people, and you should too. And I'm going to drink the rest of this, and you should too. I'll see you on the next one, and you should too. Peace. I'm out.
You are physically repulsive, intellectually retarded, you're morally reprehensible, vulgar, insensitive, selfish, stupid. You have no taste, a lousy sense of humor, and you smell.
Oh.